I am currently getting ready to see Wicked. It came out in Canada yesterday on November 19th. So just to give some context on my knowledge of Wicked, how much of a fan I am. In grade 1, I was obsessed with Wizard of Oz and Wicked, and I was up above for Halloween. I didn't really think about it after maybe grade 3 until a few years ago when Ariana was announced as Glinda. I am also going to be wearing, I know all of the songs on Wicked, but I have not seen the musical and I have read the book, but I honestly, reading is not my strong suit, so whenever I read something, I basically do not understand it. I'm now gonna head to the theater. Obviously, I'm not gonna be bringing my camera because that would just be super rude. Next time you guys will see me talk is me giving the review. I just got back. It is starting off. It was actually so good. Oh, I don't know what's considered a spoiler or not, since the musical and book have been out for so long. So I don't know if I should say this is spoiler free. I didn't fully understand how it could be made into 2 movies, and I totally understand it. The production quality is so high. There was never a dull moment in the film. There was never a moment where I was like, this is boring. They literally had me locked in the whole entire time, from the production to the audio to the acting to the singing, to everything. I have to say my favorite song definitely was Dancing Through Life. I thought it was probably gonna be Popular. Popular was also really good. I mean, all of them were amazing. So I went with my dad, who didn't know anything really about Wicked. He fully understood it, and he said it was actually really good because he wasn't super into going with me, and I think that just speaks a lot to how people who love the film, or people who know of the film, or people who have no idea about the musical can all enjoy it. The one thing that I have to say that could use improvement was the movie was at such a good pace. The pacing was right. I was never confused. Nothing was being lost in translation until Elphaba got to the Emerald City. I found the build-up of when she steals the book and casts a spell. I thought that was just very rushed, and it just happened all at once, which, to be fair, it is the climax of the film, and it's leading up to something bigger. I was oh, it happened really fast. I just feel it wasn't portrayed that well, I guess. Personally, I didn't even want to shed a tear. I'm looking to the people around me, and so many of them were crying. I just didn't personally feel that, but I've also never seen the musical. They also did a really good job of hitting humor without it being cheesy. Lightheaded blonde jokes and moments that Glinda was having, they didn't feel that forced. It just kind of came naturally. And I find oftentimes when people try to do stereotypical blonde, it comes off in such a forced way, but it came off in such a natural way. One thing that made me so sad though is when I got to the theater, I asked if I could get the special drink and popcorn holder, and they were sold out. It had been out in Canada for 24 hours and they were sold out. I'm gonna put some photos here of the theater. They were selling different merch. It wasn't a lot of things. They also had pink and green candy out, so cotton candy, just had a few colored popcorns. And then they had popcorn bags, and something I thought was so cool about these popcorn bags is that they had a lining on the inside that you could take out, and then the bag was in perfect condition. So I'm putting that on my shelf. Photo of the actual theater I was in, and then they had coming soon posters up, which I thought was funny. But yeah, they were so beautiful, so stunning. I'm gonna compare it to the movie Maleficent. It's kind of, magical and whimsical, but it feels fake. This movie, it just felt so real, and it could actually happen, and it really just made you get into it so much more, because then, the special effects weren't ruining it. They were adding to it and making it a stronger film. It was really good. I'm not really big into movies. I mean, the only other movies I've really been into is Hunger Games. I was reading some reviews on it being they sing too much. It's a musical. So I genuinely think all the bad reviews I read before I went, I guarantee those people have not seen the movie. All the actors got so into character, and so many people have been oh my god, Ariana is still acting like Glinda. She just got so into that character, and you can truly see that. Overall, if I had to rate this movie, it would be a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know, to me, a perfect movie is Hunger Games. which is very different. This is one of the first musical movies that has come out within the past few years I've actually liked. Comparing it to the Mean Girls musical movie, you literally can't. I just find that like live action musicals have not been doing the best lately, and this I think is really gonna break this stereotype. The cameos from Indina and Kristen from the original Broadway musical, they were so good. Their cameos made so much sense, and they had a moment where they went with their respective like Glinda, Elphaba, and they like hugged or they held hands. I don't know, either way, but it was such a wholesome moment. So I would definitely recommend seeing Wicked whether you are a fan or not. It honestly did not feel like it was as long as it was. It felt so short, and that's just because I was really like into it. I think that's why having it into 2 parts is going to work, because it did not feel long at all. It did not feel dragged out. So I think the 2 parts was genuinely a really good idea, and I think that the story can be better told and the production is such high quality that this is able to happen. Ending on Defying Gravity was such a good choice. I mean, obviously, because that's when Act 1 ends. If you saw Wicked, let me know in the comments how you feel. I'm very curious to talk about it because it is such a new film. Hopefully I will see you watching another one of my videos very soon.